So we've got
Black Canary.
Emperor Splash versus Kamasi.
Fighters approaching contact.
Updating my schedule so we can have everything cool. Making good time. This is actually going really well. So next up is going to be Emperor Merc versus Lord of the Fly, and then we're going to have Killtron versus Emperor Nyx. That will be a Black Adam versus Swamp Thing match. And the other match was going to be a Blue Beetle match. I looked down for half a second, looked up, and Canary's kicked ass for the first round. You know, all right. So, little thing about Kamasi. All right, I'm gonna tell you guys a bedtime story for those on the EU coast about the little man known as Kamasi. Let me tell you something about Kamasi. This dude was the worst fighting game player I had ever played in my life for a year. But I'll tell you something about Kamasi. I love that about Kamasi because Kamasi sent me maybe 40 DMs a day, 20 PS invites a day, you know, let's get games, let's get games, let's get games. Every time I get on, I get 20 messages. I'd get 40 Twitter DMs, tags on Twitter, you know, pig this, pig that, you know, work with me, pig, you know, give me a chance. Anyway, fast forward a year and a half later, the dude goes to CEO, his first tournament. He goes with his buddy in Montreal, Haite. He is one hit away from beating Dragon in his prime. One hit away from beating Dragon in his prime. Also one hit away from beating White Boy. I guess in his prime too. So the fact that I look down for a second and then look up and see my boy Kamasi whipping ass the first round, it just lets you know he is a prime example of what hard work does. Hard work pays off. You know, this whole people have this notion like, oh, I'll never be good at fighting games. I'll never do this. I'll never catch up to these pros and, you know, blah, 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 this and that. Well, Kamasi is your man. He's your answer. This guy did. This guy, if he went to a major now in this game and kept this Canary going, he could very well place, you know, top 8.
Fighters approaching the Batcave.
No, when I said Dragon was in his prime, I mean Dragon was in his prime with Alien in MKX. Dragon's not old. Dragon's like 20.
Not impugn my
if he's old, then I'm like near death.
I fought Clark. You should have too.
Fighting was not
anyway,
in the kingdom's best interest.
Begin.
Just trying to give you guys some inside behind-the-scenes stories of a little bit about these players. I don't really know Splash that well. I didn't even, although I do like that he's playing a water-based character based on his name. That makes me not mind the Aquaman pick as much. Oh, that was hot. An interactable switch air throw? What was that? I'm not even sure what that was. I love that sound effect they put on Canary. Dude, Kamasi looks good. I don't know. I heard from PR Balrog that Black Canary's not good.
Got any fight left in you?
Yeah, by the way, don't start DMing me 30 times a day. I probably should have left that part out of the story. Dude, Kamasi might be one of the new bright. He might be one of the new bright minds in the NRS community. The dude, like, I hate to say it again, he was free in MKX, and this guy is doing cross-up setup after cross-up setup. Back through, you know, the notion of knowing that the guy can clash with 4 bars, three or 4 bars a meter. He's just back 3 in. Dude, that right there, whatever he's doing, I don't know what Canary. I don't know what that move is. If that was interactable, but Kamasi is off the chain. He's good. Yo, Pig, check your DMs. No, I'm not checking my DMs. Please don't send me 30 DMs. Games. Actually, Buffalo, you kind of do that. Buffalo, you can't do that already.
Black Canary.
I'm joking. Actually, let me see if I can blow someone up. Who does that now that I can blow up? Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Let's keep it going. Kamasi literally is the mix right now. By the way,
Fighters approaching
this is the
Metropolis.
8 o'clock block of Red Hot Sundays. Let me tell you something new I'm adding to Red Hot Sundays this time around, this game. I want you guys to vote for an MVP. Vote for an MVP per block. Now, basically, when you vote for the MVP, that basically means that you want to see them again. So the MVP, I'm hoping, of 8 o'clock will play the MVP of 9 o'clock, just as like a Super Red Hot Sunday hype match. Just because they're looking good, they're playing good, they deserve it. You guys want to see it, or you want to see more of that character. So be thinking about who your MVP might be right now for the 8 o'clock slot. A lot of good candidates, actually. I mean, by the way, your MVP can be a loser. Your MVP, like for example, if you were extremely, hype about the Robin play, although he lost 5-4, you could tell me, hey man, that dude was hype. I really want to see him again. And if he wins the vote,
You're in over your head.
I can do this all day.
oh, that was nice. He used the invincibility cartwheel to get out of the corner. Oh my god, that's awesome. I think it's puts on block, and he actually set it up with a 4-3. All right, I'm going to give Splash some props. Splash is playing this time much better. You got to keep in mind the game's 5 days old. I've never played a Canary. He probably hasn't played a Canary ever. So this is another good thing about Red Hot Sundays is we can kind of see things that we normally don't get to see because there's only so much time in the day. Oh, I like that. He ticked it because of the trade and went to the throw. Went to the low to the trade and then back 3'd it. I love how the audio effect keeps over that transition. That's tight. Now I have a Theo is going to be my Aquaman rep. That is absolutely ambiguous. That's deceiving. The jump and then the cartwheel in the midair to the throw. Good stuff. Kamasi looks like a brand new man. I just thought of a great idea. I don't care if all 800 and 900 of you in the stream chat think this is a terrible idea. Because I told that story and I kind of blew up Kamasi telling the story, but also giving him like the biggest amount of props I could give. When I mentioned he played Dragon in his prime, what if we had Dragon versus Kamasi tonight?